Hello, and thank you for watching this regional forecast update for the Canadian Prairie. I'm Andrew Pritchard, Senior Meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. This will be a rather abbreviated look here at the next week across the Canadian Prairie here as we're in our holiday week. It'll also be the only update here for the Prairie again. With the holiday here, the New Year holiday, we won't be putting out content as we head deeper into the week. But let's look at where we are now. We're a bit colder in the east than we are in the west. Minus 22 in Winnipeg this morning. Contrast that with minus 11 in Calgary, minus 2 in, that would be Medicine Hat, I believe, in far southern Alberta. So we take a look at the satellite picture. We were talking about an active storm track that was going to come in across the North Pacific through the western U.S. and then have these systems kind of make their way in through the southern plains into the northeast of the United States. And that's what has happened. We've got a series of waves here just kind of riding through that area. North of that, across the Prairie, we've seen another little shot of cold air coming here. You know, we talked about the cold air across Manitoba, but generally we're looking at a dry next 3 to 4 days, pretty stable temperatures, and then maybe even a warm-up here as we head into the weekend and next week. So we'll look at the radar picture here this morning. Pretty quiet, a little bit of light activity being picked up here in the Edmonton area. Otherwise, we're off to a quiet start across the Prairie provinces on this Monday morning, December 28th. We'll take a look at the pattern here. And again, it's one that's going to feature several systems continuing to kind of swing through this region. Broadly speaking, ridging across the Prairie. That's going to keep our temperatures pretty stable, again, with a little bit of a warm-up here as we head into the weekend. We will see a system sneak just to the south of the Prairie here as we get into Thursday. That's going to bring a chance for some accumulating snow, generally to southern portions of Alberta. That's really about it as far as organized upper-level disturbances go as we head through the next 6 to 7 days. We'll see ridging on the back side of that one. That's going to help us warm up through the weekend into early next week. And then this is when we're going to be looking at a pretty big jet extension across the North Pacific, one that may trend us toward a more active pattern as we head into next week. This is really something we're just kind of watching, trying to figure out how it's going to evolve. I don't have any great answers for you at this point, other than as we kind of begin troughing across this region, and lift a little bit of ridging out in advance of that. It's going to be opportunities for a little bit of at least brief warm-ups as we head into the first few days of January. And indeed, as we look at the temperature anomaly forecast here, again, temperature's pretty stable, right around average over the next 4 to 5 days. But then you see that surge of warmth right there as we head into the first few days of January in advance of a potentially unsettled pattern. So here's the precipitation forecast then for the next 5 to 6 days, what I've got pretty good confidence in. Again, pretty quiet to get the work week started here if you are returning to work here in our holiday shortened week. Coming around the backside of this big trough, this big Arctic trough, there's the chance for some snow flurries as we head through the day today and tomorrow across portions of Saskatchewan and Manitoba and the Prairie region across the Ag Belt. Just some light flurries, maybe a light coating in some areas. It's the Thursday system that's going to sneak generally south of the region that I, again, am watching for some more focused potential here to maybe accumulate a few centimeters, up to 5 to 6 centimeters of snow across southern portions of Alberta. Low confidence in that. It's just about the only thing that we really have to talk about over the next 4 to 5 days in what's otherwise going to be a pretty quiet pattern in terms of organized precipitation. We'll keep it quiet as we head through Friday, and then as we get into the weekend and beyond that, the first days of January, this is when we've got big question marks. The pattern definitely wants to trend more active. I think most of that moisture is going to be wrung out again across the British Columbia into the Pacific Northwest, across the higher elevations. But this is when we would have the chance then to begin ejecting a few more storm systems across the region with more focused potential for accumulating snow. So as we just look at the next 5 days, just straight off the European operational model, total liquid precipitation, where you see the gray shading there, that's what we're talking about, not even, a tenth of an inch. That's what we're talking about, maybe a few hundredths. Light precipitation, light snow flurries possible there. As we talk about the snow accumulation during the same time frame between now and Friday, January 1st, again, generally talking about light snow across the Ag Belt. There is that chance here on Thursday for a little bit more in the way of focused snowfall, maybe, around 5 centimeters of snow across southern portions of Alberta, but question marks with that one. As you look over on the left side, I've got the ensemble probability of more than 1 inch of snowfall accumulating during the same time frame between now and Friday evening. And as you look at that same region of southern Alberta, we're talking about a 20 to 30% chance of seeing an inch of snow. So the operational model run here from the European, suggesting that chance for some snow, but it is certainly not agreed upon across the board, and is just something to keep in the back of your mind. We'll finish with a look at high temperatures, then again, keeping them pretty stable as we head through the week today, with that chance for a warm-up as we get into the weekend. Highs around 5 degrees, potentially Saturday and Sunday in Calgary. Here's a look at the 10-day temperature trends here in Edmonton. Here's Regina, Saskatoon, and then we'll finish here in Winnipeg. A little bit more volatile here with some of these waves sneaking around here. Temperature day-to-day variability pretty high in the Winnipeg area as we head through the work week. Have a great celebration, great end of the week, a great New Year's celebration is what I was trying to work towards, and then we'll talk to you all again in the new year.